Everybody, so welcome to our second lesson for this week, and today we are going to be looking at this idea of magnetic interactions and how do magnets interact with each other and other objects. And today we're going to be focusing mainly on how they interact with different materials. And you can see here we have some tools to help us. Now first things first, notice on our our board right here we have 4 different magnets. Okay, so we have our rare earth magnet, and then we have another little disc magnet, and then we have a ring magnet, and we have our bar magnet. And the magnets are also made out of slightly different materials. This is an iron magnet. We have a rare earth magnet. Okay, so we have a rare earth metal magnet here. And then we have these, which are actually called ceramic magnets, and they're actually made out of clay with iron filings in them. And we're going to be looking at how these different materials interact with other different types of materials. So you can see here down at the bottom I have put 4 different materials that we are going to be looking at today. We have copper is one material, we have iron, we have wood, and we have plastic. We're going to see what happens with these different materials and how they interact with magnets. So you can see here, I'm going to put those out first. So I'm going to move the magnets out of the way so we can just look at the materials and identify them. So right here, this is a disc, and if you can hear it, maybe you can figure out what it's made out of before I put it up there. So I'll give you a second to think about this. Okay, I'll hold that up so you can see it a little bit better. I guess I have to have it focus on the disc. There we go. Alright, so we have our disc here, and that disc is a plastic disc. Alright, so I'm going to put that over here. We have our plastic disc. And we have other materials as well. So we have this one right here. Okay, let's see if I can zoom that in or focus it. There we go. So we have this interesting piece right here. Okay, and you can hear that. You can look at it. It's very shiny. It's kind of got this rose color, we call it. All right, we call this this one is our copper. Okay, so this is made out of copper. And our next one here. Okay, it's pretty, you can see how it matches the material of the table right here. Okay, we take a closer look at that. Alright, and this is our wood. And then our last object that I have here, alright, you can see, is also very shiny. And this is our iron disc. Okay, so we have different objects here, and they are made out of different materials. We're going to look at how these materials interact with magnets today. And we're going to look at how magnetic fields interact with these objects or with other magnets in different ways. So I want to take a look and just kind of demonstrate a few of these, and we will then look at a couple other features of magnets. So if I take a magnet, okay, like the rare earth magnet, which is the strongest one I have, interacts with different materials. So I put this on here. You can see that if I slide this, it comes right off. It's not sticking to this material. Alright, what about our plastic one? What do you think? What is your prediction? Well, let's find out. If I pick this up, alright, you can see. Oh, found a magnet. You can see that that is also not sticking. Now, what about iron? Oh, that's a rare earth magnet, so I almost pinched my finger in there, and you can see that that attaches right away. It attaches actually so well that I cannot pull it off. Okay, so rare earth magnets, you can see, are so strong that I can't take this and just remove it. I actually have to slide it off. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Well, we'll use it for our last one as well. So we see that if we're looking at these 3, we have a plastic, we have a wood, and iron is a type of metal. Now, what about copper? Is copper similar to any of these materials up top? Yes, it is. Copper is similar to our iron because these are both metals. Okay, so it is a metal just like the iron. So let's see what happens. I put my magnet on top of this. You can see right away it's not sticking. So we can see that magnets only stick to certain materials. Okay, we'll do that one more time without pinching my fingers. Oh, there we go. Whoa, that was so fast. We can see that that grabs right onto that iron. Okay, so iron is definitely a material that is attracted to magnets. All right, and we're going to be looking at now how different materials, I'm going to put the rare earth magnet away because I don't want to pinch my fingers when I'm doing the next part. We're going to look at what happens when we use different materials with our magnets, and we can see that the iron is definitely attracted to our magnets, but the other materials are not. Now, that being said, what happens if I take a magnet and I put this here and I touch that to the other side? Hi, look at that. Oh, by the way, if you hear some random noises to the side of the camera, I do have an audience today, everybody. This is over here. There we go. Say hi to Charlie. All right, so Charlie is my golden doodle, and he will probably be here most of the time during my lessons because he likes to hang out with me when I'm at home. All right, so that's that licking sound you hear next to me. All right, so I gotta realign our camera here. There we go. Good enough. Okay, so what we're looking at is how these materials interact with each other, and or with magnets. And you can see here that when I have the wood, all right, we can see that the magnets are not interacting quite with the wood. What they're doing is they're actually interacting with, I should give this a good shake, they're interacting with each other. Okay, so let me move out these out of the way so we can get a better view of what's happening here. There we go. All right, so the magnets are attracted to each other, and it's interesting to note that magnetic fields actually travel through objects. Okay, that being said, it's interesting to see that magnetic fields, I'm going to need the stronger magnet for this part, you can see that magnetic fields, there's our magnet, actually interact through us too. Okay, so you can see that by flipping my magnet over underneath my hand, I can make this magnet on top flip as well. So we can see that with our magnets, magnetic energy goes through objects, all right, but it's only attracted and sticks to certain materials. Now I want you guys to think about what type of material that is. All right, so we're going to look at the next part, which is how strong are magnetic fields when they travel through materials. And so what I have here is I have these little washers, okay? And these little washers are also made out of our material called iron. All right, so iron washers, if we take our magnet, let's see what happens here. I have a ruler here to give you guys an idea of distance during our, move this up so we can see that ruler. And let's see what happens with our materials, okay? So right now our magnet is about 5 centimeters away. Let's see how close, what happens. Oh, see how quickly that one attached to it? So at about a centimeter away, right, that grabbed on. All right, now let's see what happens if I bring this closer. Oh, wait a minute here. What do we see happening with our discs? What's going on here? What is that magnetic energy doing with these little iron discs? So that's something I want you to think about and observe when you're answering the questions. Now let's do this one more time because this is important to think about. What do you notice about magnetic energy? If I put one of these little washers here and I put my magnet 11 centimeters away, is that magnet attracting that disc? What about at 6 centimeters? Is that attracting the metal disc? How about at 3 centimeters? How about at 1 centimeter? So, what do we know about magnetic energy? Is it stronger when further away or closer to an object? That's something I want you guys to think about. So in this little video about magnetic interactions, I want you to think about what types of materials are attracted to magnets and how does the distance affect the strength of a magnet. Now with this, you're also going to have a little activity that I want you guys to do, and that is a magnetism scavenger hunt. Now, if you don't have any magnets at home, think about it carefully, because just look at your fridge. If you have a fridge at home, you might find some magnets attached to it. And I want you guys to use a magnet and go around your house and try to figure out what types of materials are attracted to magnets and which ones aren't. All right, so enjoy your little home science experiment. I hope that you have a little magnet. Now, if you don't, just note on the science sheet that you didn't have a magnet, and I want you to do a little internet research and list objects that you feel will be attracted to magnets and which ones won't be attracted to magnets. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.